Rodrigo Duterte loses his bid to be temporarily freed from detention at the International Criminal Court. The appeals chamber of the Hague-based tribunal denied Duterte's motion to be given interim release based on 3 specific grounds. Here is tonight's top story.
Having rejected the 3 grounds of appeal presented by the defense in the appeal brief, the appeals chambers unanimously confirms the impugned decision.
The appeals chamber of the International Criminal Court has unanimously rejected the appeal of former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte for interim release. The appeals chamber found the defense failed to prove errors in the pre-trial chamber's assessment of flight risk, support networks, and potential to interfere with investigations.
The pretrial chamber considered that he appears to have the necessary political context as well as to benefit from a network of support within the Philippines. The appeals chamber considers that contrary to the defense's argument, the pretrial chamber specifically outlined why it found that there existed a network of supporters in relation to Mr. Duterte, and for which reason This supported its conclusion that the risk under Article 58(1)(b) subparagraph 1 of the statute was established.
The appeals chamber also rejected arguments based on health or humanitarian grounds. The defense pleaded for release based on humanitarian considerations, citing Duterte's advanced age and alleged frail health, including claims of cognitive impairment. But the appeals chamber said the medical documentation provided was not compelling to outweigh the serious risks of flight and obstruction of justice.
The appeals chamber recalls that there is no provision in the court's legal texts that specifically provides for the interim or conditional release of a detained person on health grounds. The second ground of appeal is rejected.
The defense also challenged the rejection of conditional release. Under the proposed guarantees of an undisclosed host country. All three grounds of appeal were dismissed. The decision upholds the prior ruling of the ICC pretrial chamber that Duterte, who is facing charges for alleged crimes against humanity, will remain detained at the ICC Detention Center in The Hague as he awaits the confirmation of charges hearing.
The pretrial chamber relied on several factors in support of its finding that such risk existed. It relied on a statement by Mr. Duterte, statements by others, Mr. Duterte's position as a former president of the Philippines and his recent re-election as mayor of Davao City, as well as the matter of the gravity of the alleged crimes and concomitant sentence in case of conviction. The appeals chamber observes that the defense does not explain why, in its view, these factors were irrelevant to the pretrial chamber's assessment. Without more, the defense has failed to substantiate that the pretrial chamber's reasoning and assessment were unreasonable.